Hi, I'm Diana Barniciano from the Papers, defending MPE Berlin 2026. I'm joined today by Marco Conte from IXOPAY for a discussion about agentic commerce and payment orchestration, two topics that are changing the way that the industry talks about infrastructure, control, and trust. Hi, Marco. So agentic commerce is getting a lot of attention right now. You were actually part of a session on this earlier today. So my question is, when AI agents are transacting on their own, where does today's payment infrastructure actually break down?
We need to keep in mind that payments from an agentic perspective are going to run on the same infrastructure that today exists, but the entry channel is going to change, right? So this can be AI searches or conversational layers built on the merchant websites. And protocols are being built right now, which are based on tokenization, intent validation, mandates for the agents. So this is the new part, right, which is on top of the current payments infrastructure. But we need to make sure that this part is under control, because the rest is supposed to be payments as usual. So now it's early days. We are studying. Merchants are getting used. There's a lot of open questions related to intent validation, how the data are shared, what's happening behind, how customers are informed, how do they keep the relationships with the end users. I cannot give an answer where exactly things are going to break. Hopefully they're not going to break and everything is going to be in the right place. But this new layer on top is going to add a new part of the payments industry.
When AI is making purchases on our behalf, trust becomes this huge question, right? So what makes it such a barrier to adoption?
Trust is going to be the issue because we are moving from a four-parties model. If you look at card payments, cardholders, issuers, acquirers, and schemes, to a five-party model. So now we have agents, which are going to be mandated by users. And knowing that those agents are having these right mandates, right, that can be verified, and we can actually recognize agents in the right way is going to be key. So a lot of people in the payments industry, from the e-commerce side and merchant side, are looking at trusting the agents as one of the key factors. And obviously this is understandable. So it's going to be about data sharing, understanding the intent, validating intent. I think it's going to be fundamental.
What does it mean to turn tokenization into a programmable trust layer instead of just a security measure, and how can this be achieved?
Tokenization is going to be fundamental, right? The payments industry is going to reuse the current existing tokenization rails, and tokenizing the various steps that agents are going to take is going to be super important, reconciling those different events. So tokenization is becoming a key part of the payments infrastructure, not that it wasn't until today with core vaulting and other parts, but right now with agentic commerce, it's going to be even a more fundamental piece. So it's going to be very important for merchants and whoever is working in the payments industry to recognize those tokens and to trace the activities of those tokens, what was mandated or accepted or performed in one of those steps. So say tokenization is going to be even more important than today.
Multiple major players seem to be pushing their own agentic frameworks right now. How can we avoid lock-in and stop fragmentation from becoming a bottleneck that holds merchants back?
So it's a very big question, and thank you for asking. I think it's going to be important for merchants to create redundancy, right? And to try to abstract the protocols or any other layer that you're going to have in agentic commerce. And using third parties can be one solution. So orchestrators are supposed to, take the lead there, or building this middle layer internally. So the question is going to be, do you build or do you buy? But abstracting the layer, I think, is going to be quite important. There is not going to be a single solution in the market, a single protocol. Right now we are more than 6 already. So I think it's a strategy decision of any merchant on how to manage this. But an abstraction layer should be created.